people are insane. Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Tuesday, August 3rd.
August 3rd.
2021.
Rent is due.
There's pre-birthday Ian Ferguson.
Here I am.
I'm post-birthday Pat Contry. On the podcast today, we'll be talking about someone completing Ninja Gaiden with the Power Glove. Is it possible? It might be. We'll be discussing an update on the Poly Mega.
Update.
eBay is the scumbag seller of the week for a great reason. And Ian just like cracked his second or third vertebrae, I guess, over there.
Jeez,
Something
Louise.
happened. Patreon poll topic as well. Ian, how was your weekend?
It was delightful.
When you say delightful,
Delightful.
you said it in a very morose way. Delightful.
Got a new job, not at Luna anymore. That was the thing I didn't want to talk about last week. So
Congratulations.
That's big.
I'm proud
It's
of
big.
you. Wait, is it?
Big news. You ruined it. I'm never doing it again. Why would I ever do it again when you have a button you can press?
I have 3 buttons.
Big news. Wow. So yeah, I'm very excited. I don't really want to talk about it a whole ton. I'll probably talk about it more when I'm actually done at Luna, and I'm not going to talk about what my new job is, not on here. But I'm very excited to finally move on, to not have the 11 to 8 schedule anymore, to not have to do trade-ins anymore.
This could be a whole topic eventually. We're looking
Could
back
be.
at your job, like the memories.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some reminiscing
You don't want
in the days
to
to come.
correct red ring problems on the 360.
No, that hasn't been a thing we've had to do for a long,
Well, I
long
remember
time.
for like a 4-year period, that was what you were doing every fucking day of your life.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that was. I was doing sometimes 12, 13 systems in a day.
that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Kind of enjoyed that, though. It definitely made the
You enjoyed that?
I didn't hate it. It made the day go by really quickly.
Putting fucking that anti-heat shit in
Arctic
there?
Silver.
Arctic Silver.
Arctic Silver.
Sounds like a condom brand.
I guess. So, yeah, besides that, played some Streets of Rage 4. Bet you wouldn't believe that, but it's the 30th anniversary
Yes, Ian.
of the Streets of Rage series. So that's great. Go play a Streets of Rage game. They're wonderful. I actually, my love of Streets of Rage is fairly recent in terms of like really, really loving it. Streets of Rage 4. You've heard it here many times. Greatest video game of all time. Greatest game ever made. Most important video game ever made.
It's not as good as my T-shirt today. Double Dragon.
It's way better than your T-shirt.
No, it's not. It owes this is the granddaddy of Streets of Rage right here.
But I do love the original Streets of Rage games as well, particularly the soundtracks. They're fantastic.
Why think they never did an arcade game?
Yeah, it's funny too because I think in
What's
Streets,
talking in my head?
I think in Streets of Rage 2, there's bare knuckle arcade machines. I think they're in Streets of Rage 3. They're definitely in Streets of Rage 4. So like in most of the actual Streets of Rage games, they show Streets of Rage arcade machines, but yeah, there was never a game. I would have loved to have seen a Streets of Rage game, like
I guess they
take advantage of the big sprites from back then. And
I guess
all that.
Sega realized that. I mean, they did Golden Axe, obviously, but that was a little bit earlier. That's
Yeah.
why hack and slash. That maybe our bread and butter in the arcade is not stuff that we're selling on the home console. You know, we're keeping it separate. Maybe
Sure.
Maybe that's what it was.
But it just strikes me as weird because that's very much an arcade style game, and I mean they were huge in the arcades at the time. But yeah, nothing. And I got a controller I did the whole Microsoft Design Labs thing.
You weren't able to design a proper D-pad on yours, but I did enjoy the color scheme, Ian.
D-pad feels good, honestly, surprisingly. Anything's better than the 360 D-pad, which is
That was miserable.
the 360 D-pad is probably the worst D-pad ever.
I
Second worst D-pad would probably be the Nintendo Pro controller.
Hey, you get on me out there. I was trying to play Street Fighter, what was it, Street Fighter, whatever the fuck.
4.
No, the one that they did, the Street Fighter 2 online one on 360. I bought it, and then like the fucking pain to throw a Shoryuken with using that D-pad put me off of that pretty damn quick.
Easily one of the worst D-pads I've ever used. I mean,
Yeah.
just miserable.
It's a circle. It's like there's barely an indentation for like the cross on
Well,
that.
that was the problem.
Yeah.
It was a circle, but it was also the way they raised the plastic raised around the circle.
Oh, yeah.
It actually made it very hard for, like, a lot of times you would simply miss hitting the contacts because your thumb would hit that plastic border. There are people,
I scraped it off.
and I did it with one too. Yeah, there are people who
scraped it
I
off.
took a sharp I took an X-Acto knife and I widened it and then I scraped it down because
Yeah, I
that
think
was
I
the
did that.
only way to use that thing.
So anyway, so I'm glad you got your controller. Ian.
Yeah.
What color scheme was it?
I did purple and electric blue, ice blue, and I just wanted to
Not
say
Arctic Silver.
No, I was surprised because it came in quickly. They said I wasn't going to get it until August 19th, and I got it on the 2nd. So
Okay.
that was nice.
Is that like your own birthday present, basically?
Kind of, yeah. I needed a
What
new
do those things
controller.
cost to do a custom? shop?
Not a ton. It was $67.
So that's what a new controller costs.
The controller is
anyway,
usually
right?
60, so $7 plus
So-
the shipping extra.
So what can you customize? I did see someone with a real D-pad on one of theirs, so maybe that's an
No,
option.
so that was the Xbox One controller had a real looking D-pad. It's okay, but it's kind of clicky. It's low profile, so that's not perfect either.
Didn't the Nintendo patent expire on the D-pad? Like, why can't someone just say we want to do the D-pad?
I don't know.
Like they don't want to admit Nintendo got it 100% correct, I guess.
But yeah, you can color the front plate, the back plate, your triggers, your joysticks,
Buttons?
and then you can't choose individual button colors, but you have like
Sets?
4 or 5 different sets to
All right.
choose from.
I'm down. I'm
Yeah.
down. It's the original Nintendo Power sticker, basically customized. It was like the original,
yeah.
the original customization. Give you some stickers for your NES controller.
The only thing I'd say about it is I think they only do it for a limited time because I know I know that wasn't it wasn't just open during the Xbox One era. So if you want to do it, I would get on it sooner than later.
Oh, okay, get on it. So what did Pat do? Ian always asks.
What did you do, Pat?
Watch the Olympics. I love the Olympics. We won gold in women's discus. I love discus. I love the stuff that goes back to ancient Greece, goes back 2,000 years. I love those. I love the events. I watched a little bit women's wrestling. We dominated that. I think her last name is Gray. Is it Valerie Gray? Something
You
Gray.
like the shot put? You like the javelin?
Yeah, I like all those events. There's no meaning to those. Like javelins, like, yeah, they used to throw spears and kill people. In javelins, that made sense. The shot put, I don't know where the hell the shot put comes from. You weren't throwing like mini lead balls at your enemies in ancient Greece, but it's cool as hell.
You might have been.
You might have been. Load them up and toss them in a huge arc.
You weren't there.
I wasn't.
You weren't there, Pat.
Get the tortoise configuration with your soldiers. And then the steeplechase was on yesterday. Steeplechase,
Which we talked
if
about.
you've ever played track and field 2, which they called hurdles there, is the weird event where this is 1,500 meters, which is, whatever the mile thing, or just under the mile. 4 laps, basically. Just about. And you run around normally, and then they're like larger hurdles. They're hurdles that are like go across like 5 lanes, 6 lanes, because there's like 10 racers at once, a steeplechase, or sometimes more. And they're thick enough that you can jump on these hurdles to jump off of them. So there's like 4 of those around the track, but then there's an inset, like they don't go around the whole track. They cut through then this area where there's another hurdle, but then for some reason there's a water hazard, like it's golf. There's a pool of fucking water that slopes down towards the hurdle and then slopes out where you want to jump on the hurdle, then jump. So you're going to land in the puddle, but you want to land in a more shallow end of the pool, basically. But some people trip and fall face first into the puddle. I don't know where this came from, this event. It's bizarre that that they have a pool of water. I think what they do is it might be like the long jump pool or a long jump area, then they fill the water in there when the sand's on there. But I've never seen this in person before. Like I never saw like a high school track that had like a fucking pool area.
Someone insists that you can do steeplechase in high school.
Okay,
We saw that.
But it's fascinating because it's another element than just running.
The event originated in Ireland.
Okay.
Horses and riders raced from one town's steeple to the next.
Yes, but on horseback. This is not horseback.
Along the way, runners inevitably had to jump streams, and it said riders. Oh, horses and riders. I don't know.
They adapted it.
Yeah. Along the way, the runners within one sentence, they have changed from horses and riders to runners. So over time,
Well,
it changed to just people.
I'm still trying to find the the modern pentathlon, which is again shooting, horseback riding, swimming, fencing, and am I missing one? Running. So Frank says because you were a scout, like in the Napoleonic era that was simulating how hard it was. Like you're on your horse, your horse gets shot out from under you. Then you gotta fight a guy fencing face to face. Then you gotta like shoot someone. I'm like, that's actually pretty freaking cool.
Wow.
To do all these different events.
Just random history, Olympic history for you. Since the 1968 Summer Olympics, the men's steeplechase has been dominated by Kenyan athletes.
Until last night.
Yeah.
They didn't get first or second.
That's crazy.
I think they got the bronze. Yeah.
Gold medal streak from 88 through 2016.
Not anymore.
Kenyans.
It was a guy from, I think it was somewhere in North Africa, I think. Trying to remember, but they were shocked. Not shocked, but they like, okay, this guy's pretty good at it. But like,
So the Kenyans have lost steeplechase. That means we're gonna fucking screw up basketball. Here it goes.
Oh, that's it's happening like right now, or it's
Yeah.
already happened. Would that happen already?
I don't know, but I'm saying
We're in the
it's
court.
probably gonna happen.
And this is the CU Olympics podcast.
Yeah,
You think there's some podcasts that just cover the Olympics every 2 years?
probably is.
Well, we got a short layout. After this, there's 4 months later it begins again. This is over 5 months later. I watched.
France won 84 to 75.
So we're not getting a medal. Heads
Oh,
will.
holy shit!
Heads.
Oh no,
will,
that's France versus Italy. I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
I would say if we don't get a medal, at least heads will roll.
Sorry. If France versus Italy was today and France won,
Okay. Yeah, we're facing.
I thought we were facing France.
I thought we were too. We're saying Spain. Spain. I think we're facing Spain. Spain's one of the top 3. But I think they're like second. Spain, U.S., Spain. Yeah, this is touch and go this year on the
Yesterday, U.S. won 95 to 81.
against who?
Spain.
Oh, so we're in the semis.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed. This is the problem with the time things. They show the stuff late at night. It already happened 12 fucking hours before, but it's the next day because Japan is ahead of us by like 15 or 17 hours. It's damn these time zones. Why can't we just have one time zone? So it's one universe.
Fucking deal with it.
Yeah, if it's dark out at noon, hey, it's your problem. Move somewhere else.
Problem. Move elsewhere.
Move elsewhere. Move to where the sun is.
Midnight is the new noon wherever you are. It's fine.
Oh boy. Okay, well that's fun.
Yeah. Good
So
stuff.
I watched Masters of the Universe.
3 episodes.
3 episodes. I tried to get in the 4th. It was late. I fell asleep. I popped the CBD. It's okay. It's not my style. I think this is like a modern style of cartoon that I'm not into. Sort of like the Voltron style of cartoon. I like the Voltron series, where they like pull you with the writing. They pull you out of the setting. I'll just say that. There's a lot of things that happen just with the writing itself, where the characters seem like they're in the modern world with things they say, but it's not in the modern world. It's whatever. It's fucking Eternia, and I don't like that. The immersion quality goes away when there's like a pithy, cute statement by someone that's like you would never hear that any of the other characters say that. But I do like the battles are cool. I liked how they worked in a lot of these minor characters just to throw them in there. Oh, they throw in Stinkor just for a cameo, basically.
It was
for
fun
no
to
reason.
see.
I will say this though, about I don't remember Tila being this unlikable in the original cartoon. She is not the protagonist, at least how she's written. She did a lot of like weird whining in the first few episodes, and the whole crux of it is that she feels, I guess, betrayed, that she was lied to, that no one told her that Adam was He-Man, even though like Adam did not want to tell anyone and swore people to secrecy. That's the crux of her getting pissed off and leaving Eternia as the present man of arms that used to be her dad, that she calls her dad Duncan, which is weird. I always get weirded out when someone calls their parents by their first name, even in a cartoon. It's
a little strange.
It's a little weird to do that. It's disrespectful. Come on, Tila. Come on. Man-at-Arms has a great mustache. What are you doing? It's legendary. The figure didn't have a mustache, though, which always bothered me. The figure was like nothing on the figure. It always threw me off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they make Tila bitter, which I didn't like that. There's ways to show her that she's over Eternia without making her totally bitter for such a weird it's like He-Man Adam just gave his life. I'm gonna make it about me. That's the way it came off, and that was weird. They're trying to make her soften her up in the other episodes. She finally, I think they got off on the wrong foot with Tila. I like the second character they had, the friend character, the tech gal that they had.
Her too.
That's a decent character. But Tila's not likable. Now, you have to have a likable protagonist. I think they could have like gotten to that point. I think a little bit differently, where they had her be bitter and leave, and she's like she's supposed to be like the protector of the realm, and she turns her back on everything. It's just a very selfish reason that I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy it. Skeletor was cool. Obviously, Mark Hamill voicing it. He-Man's He-Man. And I guess I'll see where it goes the last 2 episodes. But overall, I think it's all right. I'm not in love with it. I do like I like working in the cameos, and the thing about Evil Lynn, trying to make Evil Lynn likable, I'm just kind of, they do this with a lot of these things where they try to make the villains like likable and give them like a backstory. I don't know. That's just not for me to do that.
Heaven forbid a character have depth.
No, it's not just it's not depth. It's just that like they try to play off the fact that her name's Evil Lynn, and then they had like a heart to try to do a heart to heart with Orko, and I think that's when I tapped out. The Evil Lynn heart to heart with Orko was like, this is so weird on so many levels, and I sort of tapped out at that point. Like, okay, it's almost like a formula they do, I think, with some of these cartoons where, like, I don't need super depth. I don't need my villain humanized to the point where I got to rethink why Evil Lynn was acting in my children's cartoon in the 80s. Like, I don't need that.
But you don't have to think that. You can just watch it.
No, but they're throwing it in your face constantly. Well, I was working for Skeletor, but it wasn't furthering my own needs. And it's like, dude, this is a children's cartoon. You're a sidekick like Beastman.
But it's not at this point.
But that's why this is a weird thing in general.
All right.
You're trying to make it an adult cartoon when it never was supposed to be. And you run into pitfalls, like I said, like the Tila thing. We're making Tila a bitter heroine when she wasn't ever bitter originally, and it's just, yeah. But the action's cool. Mark Hamill did a great job. They throw in Scareglow, which is a cool character. I don't think was ever in the original cartoon. Now is a figure I had as a kid that's not worth a ton of money.
Scareglow?
He's like a glow-in-the-dark looking Skeletor. The skin was glow-in-the-dark. And now it's like one of the most popular figures. And I fucking had it as a kid. Now that figure's like $100.
Wow.
It's one of the later ones. It came out in like 80, I want to say 87 or so, like on the backslide of the life of the tail end of the toy line, basically.
Yeah.
Like that and Mosquito are like 2 of the most popular figures that are worth money, but they were like not cartoon guys. I don't think they were like after the cartoon. Mosquito with the mosquito face. Because these are ones that people love. I'm like, wow, these are like probably the last figures I had as a kid. When you got to like 86, 87, then I was out of He-Man and I transitioned just to G.I. Joe. Pre-Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that's my Master Universe card. It's fine. It's not perfect, obviously. And it's actually a little more violent than I thought it'd be. I don't know what's going to happen in the last 2 episodes. I was kind of surprised about the violence in it.
Sure.
Not gory over the top, but I'm like trying to square this being a kid's cartoon. It's like, I guess if they brought back G.I. Joe, there'd be people being shot in the face. I guess. Happened in the comics. The comics, G.I. Joe comics was violent. People were getting shot and killed. So, all right. I pre-ordered the Playdate.
Yeah, I did too.
I was shopping at Sprouts. And Ian says, "Oh, I ordered it. You better get your order." And by the time I came home and ordered it, the first batch of 20,000 was gone. 20 minutes they sold out.
20 minutes, 20,000, 1,000 a minute. Doing math. Doing math right now, right here, hot and live. The pre-order process for me was really straightforward and easy. I would love to applaud them on that. They did have problems with international shipping. That was a big issue where I guess a lot of people were locked out.
Big issue?
No, Pat. It
wasn't a big issue, though.
It was a big issue.
I think they said I had to do like the plugin or something they were using.
So I think they were using Shopify, and basically they had what I had read. They had basically warned Shopify and said, "Hey, we're doing this," and Shopify was like, "Okay," and the tests appeared like everything was going to be fine. And I guess some other company that used Shopify also did a big product launch at the exact same time.
And it broke the server or whatever.
And it broke the server, and so there was shipping calculator issues. Which is also, oddly enough, shipping calculator was where people pointed to problems when Analog did the Pocket pre-orders. People were getting hung up on the shipping calculator.
So there's something with that going on with either Shopify or
I don't think both of them were Shopify, but yeah, it seems like when problems arise, they happen at the shipping calculator.
Because maybe everyone's getting hit at the same time, the servers, and they go wacky.
Yeah. So the word is, I believe they sold something like 70,000 within the first 24 hours.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Obviously, much more interest in this thing than I think they had originally thought. I think they kind of got to I think they set themselves up properly. They said they were, I think like a year now, they've been saying they're going to do 20,000. That's going to be the first run. They don't think they're going to sell out, but it definitely seemed like the excitement level of this thing was getting, was getting to the point where they were going to go beyond 20K. This
is what they actually said. Playdate. Oh no, sorry. That's like that was their wait list tweet from 2 years ago. I put in 70,000. That's what came up. I'm trying to see where the 70,000 came from on this. Well, they had 70,000 people on their wait list 2 years ago. So that makes if that translates to 70,000 sales, that's like a really high.
Yeah, I don't know. I had seen 70,000 in a couple articles. I thought that I did not put down. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't have but
it's a lot. If they do 20,000 in 20 minutes, yeah. My order was 23,000 roughly. So I'm going to be the 23,000th Playdate. So I'll get the one in the second batch in, I guess, Q1 2022.
So
now I'm annoyed because like I was excited about this, and I'm like, I don't want to miss the games as they come out.
This is what I was going to bring up. Yeah, you don't want to miss the games.
I mean, you're gonna get them, but like
you want to be part of.
I want to be part of the experience.
Yeah, that's
part of the culture.
That's the main thing that I think will need to be seen is how exciting is it going to be for the people who get them after the fact
to have 12 games dumped on there
who didn't get to be part of the initial release. Obviously, these games should be good enough to stand on their own and be amusing no matter what.
Yeah.
But there is, I mean, a big part of what appealed to me about the Playdate and a big part of what made me excited to get in on that initial batch was the release, the way they're releasing the games. And Frank Cifaldi even said the same thing in a tweet. Basically the exciting thing is we're all going to be playing these games at the same time.
Yeah.
And
commenting on it
like you do with Prestige TV or something like that. It's the first time where and it's going to be fast. It's going to be every week. It's going to keep the conversation going. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that
6 months of games,
3 months. They're doing 2 games a week. It's 3 months.
Oh, it's 2 games, but I thought it was 1 a week.
It was 1 a week until they expanded the first season, and now it's 2 games a week. But it's still 3 months.
I would have kept it 1 a week, and you just expand it out.
Still 3 weeks.
I think. Hey, Playdate. I'm not saying I got to help you with marketing. I would keep it 1 a week because then you can expand out.
I'm sure they've thought about it.
I'm just saying. I'm here.
I'm happy with 2. So thanks.
Because with 2, you're gonna have probably 1 be dominant, or I don't want people comparing the games. Oh, this one's better than this one. Like that's gonna happen now just because people are stupid. I don't want that.
People will live and learn.
People don't learn.
People do.
We're not going to get out of this pandemic because people don't learn.
Let me make my statement. The last thing I wanted to say about Playdate was they said that they're trying to figure out something for the international market, a way to kind of make right. So I don't know if they're going to portion off a chunk of the next run and open pre-orders just for those to international orders or what they're going to do, but they have said that they do plan on doing something for the people who felt slighted by the fact that they could not place their order even though they were in line and ready at the right time. So
thankfully
we'll see.
There's not, I only saw like 1 or 2 on eBay, people trying to scalp their first $390 for the 2021 release. Go after yourself. I hope they find you and cancel your pre-order. Find out who you are.
Yeah,
I only saw 1. That's why open pre-orders are great. Did you get the little? I get the little cover. I didn't care if it was a little upsell. I got the little cover.
Yeah, no, I got the cover.
Like $15, whatever it was.
It was $9 if you bought it as a package.
They bundled it.
Yeah.
I just got it. I'm gonna get the stupid little speaker thing. It looks cute.
I will too.
You hooked me, Playdate. You hooked me. I'm gonna say that. And of course you have people's. I know why people are going out of their way. Some idiots to say why they don't like it that much, and it's like there's obviously lots of interest in this. This has been hugely successful. Like if this goes for a year and this, I mean, maybe they sell hundreds of thousands of these. Like you don't know where this ends up. That's for an independent game console. That's incredibly successful, and they're doing it in such a way with these simple games that they can keep an ecosystem going for a long while. Plus, people making their own games they could tap into the community. Like this is going to be around for years now. They've tapped into something. And obviously other little mini handhelds have had their own little ecosystems in a way, but they hit upon something here.
It doesn't have cornholes, so how good can it possibly do?
Ian, my heart's still aching. Don't joke about that. Don't joke. That's some things we don't joke. It's too soon. It's too soon to joke about cornhole, Ian. Now you're gonna throw me off the rest of the podcast. Congratulations to our pal Chris Bucci, Spider1A on YouTube for the final Turbo Views episode. Chris has been doing.
That's a lot of them.
Since I think he told me 2008 was the first episode. It wasn't branded Turbo Views until 2009. So 12, 13 years, 135. Every North American TurboGrafx 16 and CD game. A great review with his great little quirky sense of humor and good information. Really dives into the nuts and bolts and the details and behind the scenes stuff. And the same style of video from over 12 years, the same style of video.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the recent ones, but Turbo Views was one of the very few YouTube game related series that I ever watched. I liked his presentation. Fun guy to talk to too, and he knows a lot about pinball. So
yeah,
I'm happy for him.
He's going to do other videos. Obviously, his last one, it was Ease 3 was the last episode. I asked if we're going to get the 3 bikini CD games. That don't count, unfortunately. Those would have been funny as a bonus episode. Local Hawaiian girls. I always forget the 3 names because they're like bikini girls or whatever, and there's like a third one. I do own one sealed, by the way. Gotta get that graded.
So Dr. Mario World will be unplayable after November 1st, which gives it what? It had a 2-year run?
A good 2-year run.
Yeah, seems very strange.
I played it for like 2 weeks. I wasn't into it.
I liked it well enough from what I understand. And
I played it longer than Mario Kart Tour, World Tour.
I don't play a lot of phone games, but from what I understand, Dr. Mario World was very similar to Candy Crush.
It was match 3.
It's not, well, it's different. I mean, it is. It's different with how the bubbles work and stuff like that. It was unique. I enjoyed it. I played, I think, through all of the free levels.
Sure.
I played it, which was quite a bit. It gave you quite a bit. And then I kept up on it for like a week, but I stopped. I never go back to my phone for gaming. Interesting, though, that Nintendo's calling it in. I feel like that's relatively quick. But maybe the money wasn't there for them. I don't understand. It's weird to me that games are instead of just leaving it up there, it's going to be unplayable.
I don't know.
That's weird. I mean, how much money does it cost you to keep the game up and running?
I'd love to see like them looking at, okay, well, it costs us this amount of man hours and this amount of time. It's not worth it, or they don't want to farm it out to someone else to track it. I don't know, but you know, it is weird. Now we're gonna get to the point where even Nintendo stuff, 2 years, then it's unplayable. Hopefully, someone could find a way to keep it playable, make their own server to connect it. I don't know. This is a game preservation issue, obviously. That's becoming more and more prevalent. It's only a 10-year issue. We only had smartphones for only a little over 10 years.
Yeah. But so the English account for Dr. Mario World did announce that there's one final world. It's got thunder and lightning, and it's purple and spooky looking.
Thunder!
So, I think it's like one last world full of very challenging levels, and that's it. So,
it's always going to be up. UltimateNintendo.com will always be available. The servers ain't going down. There you can get NES and Super Nintendo guidebooks, RBI baseball stickers from a roll of 2,000 of them, not 2,000 anymore, roughly, and enamel pins.
Yeah.
Was that a better transition than last week, Ian?
It was a fine transition, but it didn't tickle my funny bone like some of them have.
Oh, you're going to start rating these?
Yeah. I mean,
you're going to start rating these?
I already have been in my head. I mean, obviously, I'm judging them.
Wow.
I'm silently judging the entire podcast.
No, it's not silent anymore.
It's not.
You're verbalizing
out loud, verbalized judgment.
It's verbalized judgment. It's very hurtful.
Spitting facts.
Just like your cornhole.
Cornhole.
I don't want. I'm gonna fucking beep out the word. My heart is torn up. My heart is torn like a beanbag from cornhole. It's torn. And the beans are flying all around.
Wow.
Now it's torn asunder. Shuri Bear, who's a speedrunner.
Oh, this is impressive. This is good stuff.
Yeah, Ian skipped this for some reason before to go to Dr. Mario World.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Whoops. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, okay. You didn't mean to insult me either with the cornhole. So the first ever that we know of, he even says that we know of. I'm sure some crazy kid tried this in the late 80s, early 90s. The first ever playthrough of Ninja Gaiden using Mattel's Power Glove.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
It is. You should definitely watch this, give it a shot, just to see what the guy's working with in terms of like how he has to play this. Very like exaggerated movements.
Yeah, the Power Glove works. People don't want to ever set it up and get the bars on. The Power Glove works, but it's shoddy. That's the problem. You can't really use it for many games and actually be competitive. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're not going to get like, the 1-to-1 movement or.
Well, it's just that it's not going to be precise, like or quick enough to even do like Rad Racer probably.
So just running back and forth, he's wildly swinging his hand.
Yeah, you have to move
left
it
and
like
right.
2 feet, but like you flick your finger for jump and flick the second one for to slice, and I'm not even sure how he used. He wasn't even using the B plus up power ups because I don't know how the hell you would do that in this game. Trying to think about how you have to hold like a finger and flick up to do that. So of course, what gives him the most problems, what gives me problems to everyone, is stage 6-2 is a fucking nightmare with the flying ninjas, somehow with jetpacks throwing stars at you while the birds are flying at you, and it's so incredibly unfair at that stage. And that's the hardest part of the game, and that's not even like the end of the game. It's close to the end. It's like most of the way through, and he took like 20 minutes on that. It only took him an hour, 10 minutes to do this, by the way. He flew through some areas, or flew as much as you can, because when you're a speedrunner...
I mean, I'm sure there's some practice involved.
Well, when you're a speedrunner, you know how to do avoidance, and so like if you're just running forward and jumping and but for the precise movements back and forth, that's where it's impressive. Like I'm looking at him try to do the final boss right now with this and see how he even does it. I guess you can run up and just jump and slice. I was never that good with the final boss in terms of the timing. I was just like spam it and then hopefully win. I wasn't good there, but let's see. Yeah, he just went up and just used the jump and slash.
Yeah.
The jump and slash, he used the jump and slash. So he held on to it. That's my problem when I play Ninja Gaiden, is that I never know. I always screw myself and get rid of the jump and slash, which is the overpowered power-up, which helps you through 90% of the game. And he as a speedrunner, he knows where it is and not where to jump and hit to get rid of that power-up, so that helped him. I'm not diminishing his compliment. I'm saying jump and slash makes Ninja Gaiden a lot easier. Obviously. He played the Japanese version for some reason. Interesting. So
I wonder why.
Good for you, Shuri Bear. Good for you, buddy. Good job. You can see I don't know if this is the first time the first time he did it. Like he did it live in stream. And yeah, I mean, it takes me an hour. It probably takes me longer to beat Ninja Gaiden than it took him to using the Power Glove. Anyway. A Tetris board game, Ian. It's interesting.
Yeah, so there's going to be a Tetris board game coming out. I don't know a whole lot about it. It was interesting, though, because I saw it and it reminded me of the fact that this is not the first Tetris board game. I had one when I was a kid. And I don't know if this is just like a remake of it or how it actually plays. But it's visually appealing, at the very least. It comes with like four clear plastic bins or pits with stands, and you can put the pieces on them, and it looks like they clip in. So I'm not exactly sure how you play it, but it's neat. It's neat looking.
So what do you go back and forth to see like you? I guess if there's more than one player, it'll say, okay, you both get different pieces, and you try to do your own puzzles in order to.
Yeah.
How do you easily get rid of the lines? Is there like a little line thing?
I don't know. I don't know that has anything to do with it, honestly. I think with the one that I had when I was a kid, now I'm not sure that we ever played it properly, but I think it was more about seeing how many pieces you could fit on the board.
Okay, there's a set of cards for victory conditions. 6 completed rows, four pairs of matching and connected tetrominoes. 4 completed rows by playing that one awesome long tetromino. God, I hate that. You get the idea. That's what it says. You get the idea. So there's a victory condition for each round. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously you don't want to, slice off pieces of your little Tetris pieces.
No.
So that's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it'll play, but I think it's pretty. It's nice.
By the way, I'll be on Twitch Wednesdays. Twitch.tv/CountryCode. Forgot to plug that there. Intellivision out there in Intellivision Europe, Hans Ippich, who's like the head of like the European division out in Germany, posted a video showing off a sneak peek. Sneak peeks spelled properly for once, which is good. They figured out that's what's called a hominin, the word peek. Mm-hmm. Sounds the same, two different spellings and meanings. Sneak peek. So went to the factory. I believe someone told me it's in Poland. The factory. They're manufacturing what's called physical products for the Intellivision Amico, because they're way past the point where they probably can legally claim it's physical media, even though the CEO was saying forever that it's physical media when it's not. It's physical products. So they show boxes being shrink wrapped in the factory. There's 8 games: Dyna Blaster, Biplanes, was it Astro Smash, Brain Duel, Missile Command, Biplanes, Rigid Force Redux, Finnegan Fox, Evil Knievel, My Nemesis, Dyna Blaster, and there's another one. So I think they're doing the first run of 50,000 of these things. Months before this is supposed to be out. So you ask yourself, why are they doing this?
I mean, months after it was supposed to be out.
Yeah, 10 months after the original
We
release
really need to stop acting like this has not missed 2 release dates and is about to miss a third.
So this is what I think is going on here, because this isn't coming out in October, and I'm not sure why they're delaying that. I think they're trying to pump up this news in order to cover the fact that they're going to delay it. Like, oh, here's a shiny object. We got boxes filled with RFID cards, but you won't be able to use them in any system. So I think they're going to try to sell these to the collectors, to the people on Atari age, and the people that are like diehard fans of this for some reason, and Tommy's fans. They need money to support the company, probably to keep it afloat. So they're going to sell. These are $20 each. They're going to cost.
This is a round of funding. That's what this is. This is a round of funding.
It's going to be some sort of funding, and I think they're going to try to sell these. I'm sure most of the people are going to buy every single one. So that's $160 gross revenue. Some people will probably buy 2. They'll keep one in their sealed like collector, and they'll spend $320 to get 16 of them.
Can't wait till we see WADA graded Intellivision Amico games.
Yeah, they're going to try to bank probably on, maybe they're going to get an influencer to open one up and show it off. I'm trying to feign how they're going to be excited about this.
Tom has been saying for months now that he's got a very special reveal plan that's going to showcase it to millions of viewers.
My head hurts thinking about how bad this is. I mean, I'm not even trying to be like disparaging. My head hurts about how bad a situation this is for this company at this point. But it's really weird that you would do this sneak peek before you announce that your console where you use your physical product on is delayed. It's just like, what are you gonna wait till like October 1st to say it's not coming out? Like what are you waiting for?
It's also weird that a sneak peek literally just showed boxes being sealed and did not show what's inside, because everything's got to be secret, everything's got to be dripped out, everything's got to be held off for those in the know.
And if this influencer, whoever they spend money on to show this off, which will not be interested in this otherwise, obviously, how possibly do you think their audience would care if they have millions of followers? They're not the generation that grew up with the Intellivision, obviously. These are Zoomers and younger folks. They're going to look at this and laugh. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Wow, it's a card. You're getting a card in a box.
I think the best case scenario for this is it's going to have a non-expirable license. Basically, the only thing I could see being even remotely unique about this is that if you tap it, it's not a one and done, is what I'm saying. It's not a one and done. So that maybe you can resell it.
But then that'd be piracy though at that point.
Well, I almost have a feeling that they're willing to deal with a little bit of piracy to say that they have something.
Then
unique.
again, you won't find someone in the same town that has an Amico, so it probably doesn't matter.
So that's I think that might be the one thing that's up the sleeve, is that you can use it on yours, you can use it on your friends, maybe you can sell it back. But at the end of the day, the problem comes down to if you need an internet connection to download this, it's not what people want.
Just spend half the money and buy it at the store then. If you really want Evil Knievel, spend whatever. God, it's gonna be $10 for what's free on mobile. Spend the $10, not $20 to get a fucking lenticular card or whatever. It's probably gonna be in order to send the signal to tell it to download it from whatever. It downloads to your console, then unlocks from your console, however it's gonna work. Because obviously most of these games are small or smallish, It's bizarre, but the system's coming out in October. So at this point, it's still coming out in October.
I'll say this: I really don't mind the design on the boxes. I think the artist they hired did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, it's you know, it's obviously a mix of the old painted style,
Yeah.
modernized. No, I'm not going to
Again, I'm not taking shots at the people who are just doing their job. I'm just taking shots at Tom.
It looks like a digipack.
It is, and I'm one of the few people that actually likes digipacks.
That's how I do my DVDs, the digipacks.
I like digipacks. I like the art. Not a lot of room in there to hide goodies, though. They've already said that there's more than just a code.
What do you mean? What goodies? They put in like Cracker Jack prizes? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
What can you fit in there? A
But
sticker?
they've said there's more than just the game in there. There's
A
goodies.
manual?
A
manual?
I think Tom said that they weren't doing manuals.
You can't even do manuals on your physical physical product?
I feel like in this day and age, if you're going to make a big deal about doing a special edition physical, you've got to put a printed manual in. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things that people always mention about the Evercade releases is, hey, they come in nice plastic
they got
clamshells
manuals.
and they have full color manuals.
Yeah, look, okay,
People like that shit.
I got one right here. Look at the cute little manual. And it tells you about all the games in it. Look at I turned to Mappy, case in point.
Turn to
here.
Mappy. Full color manual, an actual cartridge that goes in the system that doesn't require an internet connection, and a plastic case.
There's only like one page per game or sometimes two, but at least you're getting something here.
You get something, and they're nicely laid out and designed.
No, they're cute. They're adorable. They're adorable.
All right, I'm done talking. I don't want to talk about the Amico anymore. It makes me sad.
I'm not recovering from this cornhole thing anytime soon.
Yeah, I know.
Hole in my heart that can only be filled by cornhole.
There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by you.
Hey, Pat Ian, fuck you.
All right.